drone pilots considered essential workers? I'm going to answer that question in this video, coming up right now. Hi, Taylor Mitcham here from Dronero, the channel that helps you grow your income as a drone pilot. And let's go ahead and get into the topic of this video. Are drone pilots considered essential workers? And the answer is, it depends. So it depends on your state and where you are operating your drone. So you may live in one state, let's say you live in Florida, like me, and you're gonna go do a job in Michigan. You have to go by what Michigan considers an essential worker. So one of the industries where pretty much everyone is considered an essential worker is the critical infrastructure industry. So if you're doing anything with energy, oil and gas, utilities, things like that, like the critical functions of our society, like sewer systems, power, electricity, fuel, things like that, chances are you are considered an essential worker. But all drone pilots are not considered essential workers. So one thing I wanted to clarify while I'm here editing the video actually is that some drone pilots are considered essential workers. Not all drone pilots are not considered essential workers. That can be confusing. Some drone pilots are considered essential workers. Okay, let's go ahead, get back into the video. So one thing that I will do in regards to the critical infrastructure point is put a link in the description below for the Department of Homeland Security's definitions on what are considered essential workers. What's nice about the DHS's list is that that's nationwide. So if your work that you're performing falls under the categories on that list, then you are considered an essential worker. But if you're doing things outside of that list and your state still deems them essential, you still could be considered an essential worker. An example is surveying and mapping. Some states consider surveying and mapping work essential work for the state, so you're still allowed to go out and do that sort of thing. Some states also consider real estate and real estate related work an essential function. However, some states do not. So if you're going out and doing real estate photography, you may or may not be an essential worker. Now, why is the essential worker status important? It's important because a lot of states have a stay-at-home order or stay-inside order or safer-at-home order. They're all basically the same thing, different names, but they all have different orders. And it's important to know exactly what the state that you work in, what their order is, and what is required if you are an essential worker going out and working and things like that. So the other thing I will say too, as someone who's currently an essential worker working during the COVID-19 pandemic, is to get an essential travel letter. You can draft one yourself, just stating who you are, what you're doing, and that you're an essential worker. Pretty easy peasy. So that way if you are stopped by anybody, and of course put it on a good letterhead. But if you are stopped by anyone, that way you can present those papers and they'll say, cool, you're an essential worker. There you go, bada bing, bada boom. But don't make yourself a letter if you're not an essential worker. Like, definitely only do that if you are. Are all drone pilots essential workers? The answer is no. So if you're doing something in the events industry, for example, you were supposed to fly at a wedding this weekend or next weekend or next Tuesday, whatever day it is, it doesn't matter. That's not considered an essential business function in any state that I'm aware of. I could be wrong. There might be some states where weddings are considered essential functions, but to my knowledge, they're not. So that would be an example of a drone pilot who's not an essential worker. So it's not a blanket statement. All media is not considered essential work, or all creative work is not considered essential work. In some states, the stay-at-home order also only extends to if you can't stay within 6 feet of somebody else. So, or if you can't stay outside of 6 feet of somebody else. So that's something important to note. So the moral of this whole video is, are drone pilots essential workers? Maybe. Not all drone pilots are essential workers, but a lot of them are. So if you got nothing else from this video, make sure that you look up the laws for your state and that you know what is included in the stay-at-home orders, and also consult the Department of Homeland Security's list on essential workers in America, because that's a nationwide list. And I put that in the description below. So it is there for your viewing pleasure. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, the thumbs up button, And also the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the videos I put out every single week to help you grow your income as a drone pilot. I'm Taylor Mitcham, this is Dronero, and I'll see you in the next video. Fly safe!